Good evening, and welcome back to the Shadow Nook. This evening we are going to a very famous place here in England. I'm sure you would have heard of the Tower of London. The Tower of London is one of the most haunted locations in England. The site is layered with nearly 1,000 years of bloodshed, betrayal, royal power, imprisonment, and execution. We will take a journey through the tower's history, followed by its most famous ghost stories. So the origins of the Tower of London. It was built by William the Conqueror in 1078 to assert Norman power over London. The central keep, known as the White Tower, was the first structure. The tower was designed as a fortress, royal residence, and intimidating symbol of control. It expanded over the centuries by various monarchs, Henry III and Edward I, added walls, towers, and defensive layers. Though now known for imprisonment, it began as a luxurious royal home. Medieval monarchs lived in the tower during the times of tension and political upheaval. The tower once held treasures, armories, and royal records. The tower was also home to the Royal Mint, where coins were produced from the 13th to the early 19th century. It also housed the royal armories, storing weapons and armour for centuries. Eventually, it became the most notorious prison for traitors, nobles, and enemies of the crown. It was not designed as a common prison. Imprisonment here was a matter of political importance. Notable prisoners include Anne Boleyn, Guy Fawkes, Lady Jane Grey, Rudolph Hess, and even Elizabeth I before she became queen. Most executions occurred on the Tower Green for high-status prisoners. Others were executed just outside of the tower, for example on Tower Hill. But the tower grounds hold the darkest stories. For hundreds of years, the tower contained a royal menagerie with lions, monkeys, and even a polar bear. Animals became part of the tower's strange legacy. And since the 17th century, the tower has been the home for the crown jewels, guarded by the yeoman warders. So let's talk about some of the ghosts that linger at the Tower of London. Perhaps one of the most famous ghosts is Anne Boleyn, known as the Headless Queen. Anne Boleyn was executed on Tower Green in 1536 after being charged with treason, adultery, and witchcraft. Her ghost is the tower's most witnessed spirit. Reported apparitions are of her wandering near the Chapel Royal of St. Peter ad Vincula, where she's buried. She is often seen headless, carrying her severed head. And one famous sighting was of a yeoman warder, reported seeing her figure inside the chapel, glowing faintly before vanishing. Some say her residual presence is the strongest on the anniversary of her execution. Two young princes, Edward V and his brother Richard, Duke of York, were known as the Princes in the Tower. They were imprisoned in the Tower in 1483 and vanished. Some believe that they were murdered, likely smothered, though the debate continues. Some reported hauntings of these brothers are ghostly children seen holding hands, wearing nightgowns. Witnesses claim to hear the soft sobbing near the bloody tower, and cold spots and sudden feelings of grief are reported by guards. There is the apparition of Lady Jane Grey, also known as the 9 Days Queen. Lady Jane was executed at the age of 16 in 1554. She is known to appear on the anniversary of her death, seen walking the battlements in a white gown. One of the most tragic apparitions due to her youth and short reign. Some guards describe seeing her form shimmering before fading into the stone. Along with the apparitions we've already talked about, joins them is Margaret Pole, the Countess of Salisbury. Margaret was executed in 1541 under King Henry VIII. The execution was notoriously brutal. She resisted and tried to flee, and the inexperienced executioner struck her multiple times. Her ghostly screams are said to echo from the Tower Green. Some witnesses report a spectral reenactment of her chasing execution scene, a looping residual haunting. We also have the White Lady of the White Tower, a mysterious woman dressed in white, often seen from a distance through slit windows of the White Tower. Visitors describe feeling an icy pressure on their shoulders or smelling an overpowering floral perfume before seeing her. There is no confirmed identity of the White Lady of the White Tower, although it is possibly a former noblewoman or prisoner. Another infamous ghost here is the ghost of Guy Fawkes. Guy Fawkes was tortured in the Tower after the Gunpowder Plot of 1605. The apparitions of Guy Fawkes include chains clinking around in the dungeons, a shadowy figure crouched in the corner, and groans echoing from the Queen's house where he was interrogated. We also have a Grey Lady here at the Tower of London. The Grey Lady is often associated with the Queen's house, believed to be the spirit of Lady Arabella Stuart, a royal imprisoned by James I for marrying without permission. She is reported to glide silently through corridors, her face sorrowful. Staff say they feel a wave of sadness before she appears. Perhaps one of the more stranger hauntings is that of the phantom bear. The tower's historic menagerie included a polar bear, among many exotic animals. Some sightings that have been recorded are from a yeoman warder in the 19th century, reportedly encountered a large phantom bear, which lunged at him before vanishing. Witnesses feel sudden terror or sense a large animal's presence in the darkness near the old menagerie. There is another apparition of Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter was imprisoned multiple times, spending over 13 years in the Bloody Tower. He appears as a tall figure in period clothing. He is said to walk the ramparts at dusk, calm, quiet, but not threatening. Some visitors claim he looks almost solid before completely fading. Finally, we have the ghosts of Traitor's Gate. Many prisoners entered via Traitor's Gate, knowing they might never leave alive. Reports around this area include sounds of water splashing with no source, whispered voices or urgent prayers, and shadowy shapes that seem to rise from the water before dissolving. The Tower of London's hauntings stem from centuries of intense human emotion, fear, betrayal, loss, and power. The tower is still one of the most paranormally active sites in the world. Have you ever visited the Tower of London? Let me know down below if you have, and if you have, what have you seen? Before you leave, I would like to do your oracle card reading. As usual, I will draw one card and you can interpret it however you like. We have life is a gift. Life is unfolding for you, so seize the day and make the most of every chance to be true to yourself and live life to the fullest. It's time to cut out all the noise. Let me know down below what this could possibly mean to you. Thank you again for joining me tonight in the Shadow Nook. Don't forget to collect your subscription on your way out. Sleep well. Good night.